Hi everyone, it's Jeanette, Crafty Dork. Just want to show you a couple of crafty ideas. Everyone's done them, I'm sure, but I've just got this great family encyclopedia I found at a thrift shop or Salvos, I think it was, for 50 cents. And I've basically gutted at the moment what I'm needing from it. So I've taken it out and I've put in a folder. This one's got houses and basic artwork that I may use. This one's got animals, which I will definitely use. And this one has got the flowers out of it. So I've just basically cut them out. I've left the names, description on them so that I can incorporate that into a tag or whatever I'm going to do with them. And then with some of them from in there, these are what I made. It was a kangaroo. I put some buttons down here. I've just layered up. I've got it's brown paper that I got with my doTERRA oil order from America, so I've used that down the side. I've put excuse me, music paper, a bit of, I don't know if it feels like handmade paper, mulberry paper, I'm not sure what they call it, but it's textured. And then I've put the image and then stitched around, put the buttons on. I've stitched those with a bit of cheesecloth underneath. I did the same to this one. Sari silk on the top, that was a creamy colour. And I just spritzed it with my Delusions spray ink. And then that one. So that's what I did with those. And I think it's really effective. I've got another book also that I'm getting bits and pieces out of, and this one's The Amazing World of Plants. That's got some beautiful, so I've ripped out a whole load of bits and pieces from this one, and what I've done is the same principle. I've ripped them out and I've got the name of the plant on there, and then while I'm sitting there with Peter at night shaking his head because he can't understand why we cut up good books, I've fussy cut some of them out. So that's something else that I do. And then I've also kept some of the pages that have got a lot of flowers on them. I've kept that because we could fold that in half and that could go in signature. Whether I decide to do that or whether I do eventually fussy cut them, I've got that option there. So that's another little one that I've done. Another one that I was really a bit chuffed about, I suppose, was I had this paper and it came on some flowers that were given to me. And I thought, I'd watched somebody make some glassine bags out of tissue paper or something that they had, and I thought, ooh, I wonder. So what I did was I made some little glassine bags, and I just cut them in a rectangle. I folded up the bottom and then stuck down the side. Then I cut out a little no, it's not even going to show it, is it? Half circle. Yeah, half circle. I tried to punch it, but for some it wouldn't punch the oh, this one's coming apart, so I'll show you how I did it. So the glue is, this is my like 450 fabric glue, Helmer's. So I basically just took a little piece folded it back. The same on that side, folded it back. Then I folded it in half and glued down those two sides. So that gave me the little bags. Then I had some photos out of, I think it's the first book, second book here that I showed you. And I've just popped that on the front. So it's got the description, it's got the flower, the background says it all. This was a little piece of paper that I wasn't really, a little piece of pad paper like this. And so I just cut it in half and I used a colour swatch from the paint shop. And that's made a tag. And that on the back is fine to write on. You could put some tea stain paper or ordinary paper and sew around it, but I just liked it like that. And then the same on the back again. So I thought they were a bit cute. Like that. So that's what I did. So I am going to play around and make one. If you want to hang around and watch me play, it's the first time I've done a play one, so we'll see how we go. I'm going to use a ticket that I've already a pre-made one that I bought from somebody. I bought them online anyway. So I'll just get that. I've got some papers. I've got a bit of music paper here. I love putting music paper on whatever I do. If I'm talking a bit funny today, please excuse me. I'm having dental work done. After 64 years of having bucky-bowed crooked teeth, I've decided no longer. I'm going to have them straightened, and I'm having Invisalign done. I think that's how you say it. So if I sound as though I've got something stuck in my mouth, I have. And I had the treatment today to put the little buttons, they call them, on it to help push your teeth in the right direction. So, a bit painful. She had to file down in between some of the teeth, and oh my golly, she put these little buttons on, and then the filing, and oh my golly, it's a bit different, but the end result will be what we want. Okay, so I'm just going to use Yoo-hoo glue stick to stick this down, and I think this is pretty basic. It's probably what you're all used to doing. I'm not going to distress that. And this one, I might just put it onto the whoops, the daisy. Just trim off that little bit on the back. I actually used that on this one. I did. That little bit I cut off, I put it across the corner there just to add a little bit of interest. Now what do we do? I've got a bit of, this is some cardstock that I use some ink blenders on. So we might just pop that across there and tear it across this way on it. Not worrying about the eyelet there, because I will, this time I will distress. I'll put another eyelet on there just to so I can go through and stiffen it up a bit more. Just makes it a little bit nicer when you're putting your sari silk through. I'll just pop that one there. Got a thing with music that the treble clefs and all's got to, and the bass has got to go across this side. It's a real phobia, I suppose you could say. It's got to be up the right way, and I guess we've all got our little ways of doing things. So that's basically all I want to do for the base. And then I'll go over down here and grab these little bits that I had cut out last night and see if I've got one small enough to pop on there. Ooh. Don't mind that. What else have we got? No, some of these are a bit too big, I think. There was quite a few big ones in this book. I think that'll do nicely. Just pop those back in so I don't get in a bigger mess than I'm already in. Pop that, and I want a label. I've got some here that I just keep in a box from Tracy Fox, and I've got some in here that I've got Roxy Creations in. So I'll just work out, I think, we'll use one of Tracy's. Like I said, they're pretty basic labels, but that's all I want, because the page that it'll go on is probably a little bit fancy. No, that one. Okay. Then I just to make sure, to be sure, actually I might put a white one on there to match the yes, and I will edge around this one a little bit. Hasn't Tracy done a wonderful job for us with the YouTube channels? Everyone has been so generous in subscribing and helping each other out. Her group is just such a wonderful group. They're just, it feels like a family. It really, I don't know if everyone else feels like that, but I'm just going to put a little bit over. And you know what I'm going to do too, because I just want to cut out that little centre piece. This is an old scalpel blade that I acquired many years ago when I was nursing, and it's the best little tool that I was given. And it just yeah, and then we'll just pop one around that one too. Yeah, so Tracy, oh, what can you say about that lady except isn't she beautiful? Beautiful soul, absolutely. Now, do we want something else just behind that? Help me out. Doesn't everyone say that on YouTube? Come on, tell me, what do I need to do? I feel like it needs a bit of green, Let's see if this is too green. Is that too green? Just a little bit of green, is that? I don't mind it, perhaps we will. I'll be daring and just go with what I... Go with the flow. Don't think about it too much, hey? My grandson shared his sore throat and cold with me. Don't you love them? They just decide that they're going to come over and say hi, Nan, and he's 16 and... Well, 16 in June. I'll just keep saying it to get used to it because he's going to be behind the wheel of the car soon. And he's 6'4" and just towers over us. My husband's 6'1", and he didn't think many were going to catch him, but young Jackson has. His dad's really tall, and his uncle. There we go, I like that. Now the only thing is, I don't know where the little label to say what that was. I'm going to put that off a little bit. To say what sort of flower it was, because I like that. I might have to look for that a bit later. Okay, so that's that. We'll just go around the edges of this. Quickly. And this is how I just sit with all those little bits and I just play and see how we end up. I pop them in a drawer, and then when I make an album I go through that drawer and just see. Now that I've done that with the distress, that white one doesn't go in. So these little boxes are old video cases. And I just covered them with pretty paper. I'll put a little piece of cardboard down there to stop them rolling out, and they all sit up on the shelf with all my bits and pieces in them. And that's something that I might want to use. And they were like 50 cents or something they were throwing out with the videos in them, so bargain. Always out for a bargain, aren't we? With these big holes, I put it on A and number 1, and hope for the best. And I have, actually I'll do it with this one as well. What I did to these, I stuck a little eyelet, no, what do they call them? These things. You know what I mean. I stuck one of those on the back, and it just stops the sari silk from catching. Just put a little bit of glue around there, and then I just stuck that over the top, and then pushed it down with my finger and my nails. And it just stops if you don't get a clean press with that crocodile. Where's my... Does everyone else get in a mess? Always in a mess when I'm crafting. And then you should see behind me. No, I won't show you. No, it's too much. Too much for anyone to bear. I've got about 5 projects on the go, I think. I should just stick to one, but the old mojo's not been around lately, and I've been trying different things to get it back. So there, it's quick, it's easy, back ready to write on. These other ones that I did in the similar way, I did on double-sided book paper, and I will eventually pop some just a little area around there of copies dyed paper, and then stitch around it. But they were a bit cute too. I still need to put something. I want to put something else. I can't work out what I want, whether it's a word or something on those, but they'll sit there for a while until I work out what I want to do. So that's just a quick little glimpse at what I do with my books and how I store them, and how I make some of the tags. All the tags are different, we all do different things, and it's nice to just see what everybody else is doing. So have a wonderful crafty day if you're crafting. If not, still have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.